So here's a document from 1935, supposedly by Heinrich Himmler. It's signed by him. Um, and it is about Dr. Richard Korher's book or paper that he wrote. And it just had a couple interesting things in here I wanted to read. It's the left is the German original. I found this in the Bundesarchive, and on the right is the Google translation. And on the middle there, you can see Dr. Richard Korher died in 1989, was a professional statistician in Germany, NSDAP Germany, and chief inspector of the Statistical Bureau of the SS during World War II. Um, and that's from Wikipedia. So, and I have to look more into him because he looks like he was pretty important. And the enemy used some of his work to try to push the idea that there was, the big event, which we know is fake. Or they literally made stuff up and attributed it to him. I'm not sure. I haven't looked into it yet. So, anyway, so this document by Himmler says, in this introduction, it says, forward to the document by Richard Korher. In this introduction to the document by Richard Korher, which shockingly conveys to us the historical story of the death of great nations, I address myself to everyone. I address myself to you, male and female party comrades, and ask you not only to read this document with your eyes, but to grasp it with your mind and heart, and to keep in mind that we National Socialists would have fought in vain for years if the victory of the National Socialist worldview and idea had not been followed by the victory of the child. I'm not sure if that's correct. I address myself to all Germans, including those who may not yet be fully and completely imbued with the National Socialist worldview, but who are German by virtue of their parents. Germans because the eternal God allowed them to be born as Germans, because they were raised in Germany, because they were taught religion in Germany, right? Christianity is the religion, 95% of the Germans were Christian. They too may have this uh I don't know, it didn't, not sure there, it didn't translate properly. Anyway, continuing. Read the scripture with, right, the scripture. So this is Himmler talking. Read the scripture, or he wrote this, right? Read the scripture. Well, that's the Bible. So he's saying, read the Bible with the conviction that everything they hold dear in terms of custom, culture, and tradition, everything they hold dear and valuable in the present in terms of German knowledge, German ability, and German diligence will sink into nothingness if they do not, in accordance with divine commandment and a human sense of duty, become parents of numerous German children instead of personally striving to be the prosperous last members of a great people. So he's talking about reproducing, that German people need to reproduce. So only one people in history has so far succeeded in stopping the death of a people and turning back to new young life. The Chinese people. Wait, is that a proper translation there? Um, yeah, it says China Scission. So I'm not sure I agree with that because the Chinese were being attacked and taken over by the Mongolian Hakkas. Remember, I've done other videos on that. But anyway, continuing. Um, the generation that is fighting for German renewal under Adolf Hitler sets itself as perhaps its greatest task, putting an end to the path to national death, being modest for itself and establishing a new, flourishing German national life, and thus making the beginning of a new millennia. With this wish, this little book goes to the German people for the second time, signed by Heinrich Himmler. And so I got to find the book or read the book, see if it, what it actually talks about. But note on the bottom left there from Wikipedia, it says in 1945 to 46, he was under so-called automatic arrest as a state functionary. However, he did not face the Nuremberg trials, right? So they didn't put him on trial because so this is why I'm questioning it. His report was not revealed, and he later claimed he never heard of the extermination before 1945, which was from the Allies, from the Jews. So the report that the Allies used, claiming there were, bad things done, which I don't think the report proves anything. Um, but anyway, the report that they used came after the trials. So that leads me to believe it's probably not even true or not even real, but I got to find it. I'm not sure. So, and obviously you can see there that Kerr denies the big event because he's saying there that he never heard of it. He never heard of it because it wasn't real. So, anyway, that's all I have there.